Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining today's webinar. And first of all, congratulations on your admission in San Francisco Bay University. We will wait for everyone to join us. Maybe we will wait for a couple of more minutes before we start the session. Oh, number is going up. So we will wait a little bit more for everyone to join. Thank you so much for joining.
How you are, Nazara.
Sorry.
And then they asked, how are you, Zara?
I'm fine, thank you. Yes, I'm scared. Captions. And in the meantime, I would like to introduce our team. Today we are here. First of all, my name is Zara. I'm a graduate enrollment counselor and I'm an MBA alumni. Keith is one of our undergraduate enrollment counselors, and he will be the MC today, and he will talk about the tuition, scholarships, and any question that you might have. Darin is our graduate enrollment counselor. She's here to support us for the questions in the chat. Please stay patient because it may take time to answer your questions. And Eddie is our Bursar here, and she's here to answer your question about breakdown of fees, tuition and fees, financial aid, and any other question that you might have today. And Dr. Lisa, the best, and the last but not the least, she's here today to support us, and she's one of our undergraduate enrollment counselors. I will wait for 2 more minutes for everyone to join. I know because of time difference, because of internet, maybe there will be some delays in the connection. So I will wait 1 more minutes before we start. Okay, let's start. And again, congratulations on your admission. Most of you have been admitted already in our school. That's why you want to plan about your tuition and fees before you travel to US, before you confirm your decision. And the reason we have set up this session is for you to know more about your financials, and you can so that you can plan before coming to US. And this session is specifically to answer your question about tuition fees and financial aid and sample payment plans. So if you have any question, any other question about your admission process or I-20 or any other questions, I really appreciate if you can contact your enrollment counselor or wait for other info sessions for incoming info sessions. On May 12, we are having an info session about I-20 and visa process. We will send you the registration link in the chat very soon. And then you will be able to register for another info session. So again, thank you so much for joining us. And this session is specifically about understanding your tuition fees and financial aid and any other related questions. And now I want to give back the microphone to Keith, our undergraduate enrollment counselor. And thank you so much for participating.
Thank you, Zara. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on the part of the country you are located. And welcome to our info session on the financial understandings of SFBU. All right. And you've had a chance to meet our enrollment team. And now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about SFBU's financial process. And this will include myself, and this will also include Edie as well. So she'll be talking more about all of the financial plans here at SFBU. Okay, so we have about, looks like so far we have 96 people, and it looks like it's growing here. So I would like for all of you in the chat to tell me where are you coming from? Where are you from? Where are you joining us from today? Let's see who we get the most of. Let's see. We got Ghana, Jordan. Got a lot of Ghanas on here. I love it. Uzbekistan, the Gambia, Russia, Nigeria.
Oh, California, Rwanda, Gambia. Awesome.
Yep.
Vietnam, wow, China.
All right. Got some locals as well.
Oh, that's really nice.
All right. All right. Remember, folks, this is about the financial process. If you have any I-20 questions or application questions, please make sure you reach out to your enrollment counselor personally. So we're gonna focus on the finances today, on the financials today. Okay. All right. A lot of people. 101 participants. Love it. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Let's move on. Yes. Okay. There's another slide. Yeah. Okay. we can skip that one. Okay. So who are we at SFBU? Because our job is to make the process as simple as we can for you as students. Because our goal is to reach out to you, whether it's by email, giving you a phone call, and guiding you through the application and the process of getting into SFBU, along with knowing the financials as well. We support you from everywhere in the world, because right now at SFBU, we have about 40 different countries representing our student base here. All right. We listen, advise, and we truly care. So we will always try to answer your questions as soon as we can and help you with any documentation or give you advice on how, what it means to be an SFBU student. And when you get to campus, we're here from you from the day you make it to orientation to graduation. So our goal is orientation to graduation for all of our SFBU students. All right, and you've met our enrollment team. All right. All right. Now, the goal with SFBU is we invest in the student. You know, we invest in the whole student. So we talk about helping our students, with making sure our tuition is affordable. So we want to make sure that students are able to afford the opportunity to get a good education. And you'll have our full support from all different parts of the team, from admissions to our staff, to faculty, to just everyone on campus, because our goal for you is to graduate you and get you into a career. And the one thing we don't want you to worry about is the cost of your education. Okay. So next up, now we're going to talk about the actual financial process right here. Okay. So this is going to include myself, and this is going to include Edie as well. All right. Okay, so the first screen that we have is our merit-based scholarships. Now, let me explain how the scholarships work. So these scholarships that you see here are based on, everyone can see it? Good. Okay. Now keep in mind that the scholarships are based on, sorry, give me 1 second. I apologize, give me one moment. All right, apologize for the delay there, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so the merit-based scholarships are based off your GPA. If you're a domestic student, it will be from your grades from your US high school, and we go off your weighted GPA. If you are an international student, it will come off of your transcript evaluation. And please keep in mind that transcript evaluations are required for all foreign transcripts. And then once you've been admitted, you will know what your scholarship offer is based off that GPA, and it goes anywhere from 25% to 100% for international students. Please understand, we don't round off the scholarship. So whatever GPA that is on that evaluation or on your transcript, we do have to go by that. So if you have a 3.95, we cannot round it to 4.0 for 100%. So it is exactly what you have gotten. And please understand about the scholarships. The scholarships are a tuition coverage scholarship, which means it only covers your tuition. It does not cover your student fees. It doesn't cover living expenses, housing. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands that when it comes to the scholarships, it discounts your tuition. Okay, so this is for the undergraduate. Now, graduate tuition scholarship, because the requirement for our master's programs is a 3.0, it starts at 50% at a 3.0 all the way to 100%. And once again, remember, it is only for tuition only. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay. And then this is our estimated tuition and fees right here. And Edie, you want me to keep talking about this one?
You can go a little bit and I'll jump in.
Okay, perfect. All right. So this is the undergrad estimated fee. So starting fall 2025, the tuition for undergraduate full-time students is a flat rate. So the tuition for the undergrads is $49.50 a semester plus $455 for student fees. So annually, it's going to be $9,900 for the tuition minus whatever scholarships you have gotten. And then you'll pay $455 a semester or $910 a year for your student fees. Okay. And also starting fall 2025, the books are part of your tuition as well. Okay. Okay. And for graduate, you are under the per credit, the tuition per credit, which will be $450 per credit. So this is based off, so what you see here is based off a 9-credit semester. So it'd be $4,050 plus your $455 student fee, or $8,100 a semester plus $910 in student fees. Okay. And then also, we do offer housing here at SFBU. It is totally optional to take the housing, but if you do sign up for housing, it is going to be $4,000 a semester or $8,000 a year. And the housing is within the time you're in school as well. Okay. Now, to give you a bit of an example of of a tuition breakdown. So let's say that you have a 50% tuition scholarship with San Francisco Bay University. So here's how it's going to break down. So at 50%, the full tuition is $9,900 per year before the scholarship, or $4,950 a semester. Now, everything down below is right after the scholarship. So if you're at a 50% scholarship, per year you're paying $4,950 per year in tuition, or $2,475 per semester. Student fees are $910 per year, or $455 per semester. Now, health insurance. So let me give you a little bit of info about the health insurance. For domestic students, they can upload their own insurance, and they don't have to worry about paying it as long as it's approved health insurance that the school is willing to take. For international students, we're in the process of working on a plan with our international students. So that's to come, if I'm correct, Edie, on that?
Yes, just to give you a little bit, for international students' health insurance, we're looking for a new affordable health insurance. But it is approximately $600, possibly a little less. We're wanting to get the cost down, but we do still have requirements that need to be met, because we want it, just in case we're not anticipating anything happening, but you just never know. Accidents happen, or you may feel ill and you may need a doctor. So we want to give you something that's comparable to other students who are here, to domestic students. And we want to keep that cost down for you. So that's what we're working on. We haven't finalized everything, but the cost will be around $600. Hopefully we're going to get that lower, but it will be around it. That's the estimate.
All right. Thank you, Edie.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. And then also I added in the cost of your school costs with housing and without housing. Some of you might decide that you want to get housing outside of campus, which is understandable. So we've broken down what it's going to cost fully. This is including this is with and without your scholarship. Actually, with your scholarship, I apologize. Yeah. So the estimated annual cost is going to be $15,060 per year if you do housing, or $7,530 per semester. Okay, and then if you decide not to do housing, you want to find your own, it'll be $7,060 per year, or $3,530 per semester, based off a 50% tuition scholarship.
And this is for undergraduate.
And this is for under.
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I have created one for the graduates as well. Okay, so that's a 50% one, and then this is 75%. It's pretty much the same thing, but it's with 75% scholarship on there. So with your housing, it'll be around $12,585 per year, or $6,292.50 per semester, and without housing, $4,585 per year, or $2,292.50 per semester. Okay. And then just some notes about just a few notes from what we've talked about. So yeah, domestic students may waive their health insurance. International students, as Edie mentioned, we are working on an affordable plan for the health insurance. And then student housing is optional, and it's based on availability. And I believe the application for fall is going to happen on June 9th. to my immediate knowledge. For fall, yes. Mhm. Okay. For those of you who are starting in the summer, you'll be available to sign up for housing, but please remember, it is only just students who are enrolled in the summer term. And then payment plans are available. So the cost can be split over 3 months per semester on that. Okay. Now I know we have many graduates on here, so I do want to break down the graduate cost as well. So for graduate students, you're on a per credit basis, and full-time for our graduate program is 9 credits. So that's what I based it on. So before the scholarship, per semester, it is $4,050 per semester, or $8,100 for the school year. And this is based on 50% tuition covered scholarship, which will be $4,050 per year, or $2,025 per semester. You have your student fees, the health insurance, the housing, and that gives you the approximate cost without housing, and the costs if you decide to do SFBU's housing. Okay. And then this is going to be with 75%. So you can see that per semester, it'll be $2,067.50 if you decide not to do housing, or $4,135 per year, no housing. And then $6,067.50 per semester, and $12,135 per year if you decide to do our housing.
I just want to add that, can you see the numbers that if you have 75% scholarship, you are paying just $4,000 per year for all of your tuitions and fees, which is really rare in United States, especially in California. So don't take it as a granted. And that's why we always, we are generously giving this a scholarship, and we always want you to know the value of it. I know, again, you may ask for other helps, but just recognize and understand that this is really, really, really good help for you to study in US and to experience higher education. And back
Okay.
to you, Keith. Thank
Thank-
you.
Thank you, Zara. All right, now this is a sample financial aid award letter. So when students get admitted to SFBU, they will be given an award letter that will include their scholarship, the cost of going to school, their scholarship, and then what the cost of going to school is, and also what the cost of living is going to be, whether they're going to be a student living in student housing, or an estimate on what it's going to cost for them to live off campus. And then some of you have gotten this already because they were needed for your visa interviews, since we're not putting the scholarships on the I-20. So this is the award letter that you'll get to show to your embassy or consulate.
And I would like to add that even though the tuitions and fees are low, but based on the regulations, you are supposed to pay 23,000 and something for your living expenses. That's why the minimum financial support, proof of financial support, is $40,000. Even though you may live with your family member or friends, or even you may have some other options, we still cannot reduce this amount. So I really appreciate if you can understand this policy, and you can understand that we cannot waive this fee, this proof of funds for issuing your I-20.
That is correct.
And
And
then,
then, okay, and then someone did ask about the scholarship. Is that so the scholarship goes towards is a discount from off your tuition, and as long as you're still in good standing with that school, that is your scholarship while you're at SFBU. And the reason why we don't include the scholarship on the I-20 is because the scholarship has no cash value. It is a discount off your tuition. Okay. And now we're going to pass it over to Edie, and she is going to talk about the payment plans here at SFBU. Edie?
Thank you very much. So I've been looking at some of the questions in the chat, and there are quite a few about scholarship and can you get more scholarship, or excuse me, or can you have a different scholarship? And as Keith was saying, the scholarship that you are awarded with your letter with your entry into SFBU is based on your grades, your GPA. For domestic students, it's based off of your high school. For international students, it's based on the transcripts that are brought over, and then the GPA is converted. So those awards are based on information that we receive. You do need to maintain a certain GPA to keep that award. For undergraduate students, I believe you have to maintain, is it 3.0?
So for undergrad, it's 2.0 GPA they have to maintain. For grad students, it's 3.0.
For grad students, it's 3.0. Thank you. I had that backward. So if you need extra help, if you need tutoring, if you feel like the classes are difficult, definitely go to your professors. See if there's tutoring available so that you can keep your GPA up. And that's for undergrad and grad. So now to go into payment plans. This is an example. If you have a 50% scholarship, say you have your tuition only, remember, is $49.50. And the scholarship is 50% of that. And the $49.50 is for one semester. I'm only gonna work on one semester just so it's not confusing. So $49.50, 50% of that is $24.75. Well, you still have the rest of the fees that need to be paid. And if you have housing and any other just living expenses, how is that going to be paid for? Well, for those things that are direct costs, meaning your fees, we do have payment plans for that and the remainder of the tuition. So we can divide that into three payments. Your first payment will be due when you register. So say you register, you come to SFBU and you're there the first week of school. So you're going to need to make your first payment in that first week. And then by the next month, the second payment, and then after that, the third payment will be due. And this is just to let you know that we're setting the payment plans up so that by the time the semester ends, your balance is zero and you can register for the next term. We definitely don't want you to just accumulate and accumulate and accumulate a balance. We want to help you be able to keep your balance manageable, but still eligible to register for the next term. And this way also, when you have a payment plan, you're not graduating with debt, meaning the SFBU does not have federal student aid. Our scholarships are internal, which is great for you, especially as students, because that means you don't have to fill out a lot of forms for federal government. You don't have student loans. We do not have student loans here at all. You don't have that when you graduate. You don't have to worry about making those payments because you've paid everything and you have zero due. You can now start your career, start looking for a job, or if you are fortunate enough to have one when you graduate, you can just start working without worrying about oh, I have to pay this student loan back. Oh, they're calling me. I really have to pay this. So that's really a benefit for the students. I am just so happy that SFBU does that. Student loans are a huge deal, especially in the United States. I don't know if you've been watching the news, but they are a huge deal and a burden to a lot of students, and even after they leave school. So I just want to put that out there. So your payment plans, again, your first payment is due when you register. The following month, the second payment, and then the month after that, the third. So your scholarships, your internal scholarship, there's a question that just came up right on time. If you have a 50% scholarship, I'm going to stay with that one, or any of the scholarships that are internal, you will keep those for the lifetime of being at SFBU. You will have that scholarship every semester that you are there. Well, yeah, you'll have it every semester that you are there, except if you lose your GPA goes below 2.0 for an undergrad or below 3.0 for a graduate student. So that's why I say talk to your professors if you're struggling in class. See if there's tutoring available if you're struggling in class, because you don't want to lose your scholarship. You really want to maintain that. And there are resources to help you maintain your scholarship, maintain your GPA. If you are having trouble with the payments, don't wait until the end of the semester. Please don't. Come send an email to the financial aid office and say, hey, I'm having some trouble with this. What can I do? Please help me. But also, don't just assume that it's going to just be taken care of. You have to communicate with our office. Okay, I hope that helped a lot.
Eddie, thank you so much. Can I ask a question? Just one clarifying question. I know that you just mentioned that there will be 3 payment plans, 3 installments, but
Yeah.
on the screen on the left side, I see 4 installments. Can you just
Yes. Okay. So initially we did have 4, but now we've changed over from manual, which we had to write them out by hand. And now they are in our system. They're in Salesforce, which is wonderful. So it will give you the dates automatically. And that's why I say there's going to be 3. And it just, you don't even have to, for the payment plan part, you don't have to ask about it. It's just in there when you submit your registration, and you just go in and make your payment. You can choose to make a payment all at once if you want to, or you can choose a payment plan. So yeah,
Thank you. So
that-
moving forward, it will be 3 installments instead of 4. 3. Okay,
Three.
perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm trying to see if there's any questions in the chat about that.
All right. All right. Thank you, Zara. All right. So now we're going to talk about our SFBU Scholarship Interactive tool. Now, please keep in mind that the merit-based scholarship is the only scholarship that SFBU offers to students. And remember, it is based off of your GPA. If you're a domestic student, it's off your GPA from your US high school, you're weighted. If you're an international student or you have international transcripts, it is off of the evaluation, whether it's SpanTran, WES, or any other approved evaluation, any approved evaluation company. But for those of you who are looking for additional scholarships, external scholarships, so what's very important to learn is we have something called our interactive scholarship tool. So it'll take you to, it'll give you some websites, and it'll take you to where there's scholarships that you can apply for externally. What's very important is to make sure you do your research and use multiple sources. Check the scholarship to make sure it is legitimate, because there are scams out there. And one thing about it, if they're asking you, if there's a scholarship out there and they're asking you to pay to apply for a scholarship, more than likely it is a scam. Please stay away from those. All right. Now, also what's very important is that even if you get the scholarship, you still must show your proof of financial documents for your visa interview, because the scholarship, we don't know when you're going to get your scholarship, when it's going to, come to you or come to the school. So that $40,000 to be able to get your I-20 and do your visa interview is going to be very important. And then I just want to reiterate once again about the scholarship. It is a tuition discount. So it does not cover any fees outside of your tuition. So it doesn't work on living expenses or food or housing. So please, when you go to your visa interview, take your financial documents with you. Do not rely on your scholarship. I've had many students not get their visa because they said they had a scholarship but didn't have the financial support to go along with it. So I'm advising you as a counselor to please make sure you take all of your documentation with you. And then also, we're going to keep reminding you, and keep in mind, once you've gotten that, if your GPA, it's based off your GPA. So once you get that percentage throughout your time at SFBU, that's the percentage you get.
Keith, can I just jump in here a sec on the
Yes.
scholarships?
Yes,
Thank you for reiterating that it is a discount on tuition. That is very important to understand, that it is on the tuition only. But the tool here and it's on our website, just navigate to scholarship and financial support. The scholarship tool is very helpful and the interactive in that it gives you a list of all types of international and domestic scholarships, but you do have to go through and see if you qualify for those scholarships. They may be specifically for students from a certain area. They may be specifically for students who are first time in college in their family. They may be for a certain demographic group. They may be if you're for a specific major, if you're engineering, if you're business. They may be for women. They may be, it just depends. So please do your research on those scholarships and understand that they all have different deadlines. They may need you to get your information in by, and this is an example, they may need you to get your information in by July 1st. That means you need to go in, start looking, and apply for the scholarship. They don't all defer, that you may get the award and decide you're not going to join SFBU until the spring. Make sure that scholarship will allow you to defer until a later time. They are not all the same because they are not all awarded by the same group, and they are not awarded by SFBU. There's some wonderful scholarships out there, but you do have to do your own research on those. And I encourage you, definitely apply for them. Look and see if there's something in your area or something here online, because that can help you reduce the amount of money that you would have to pay. And I want to give a little bit about the bottom portion where it says need-based financial aid. We are working on having an SFBU grant, but again, we haven't finalized it, but we are working toward a grant that is for extreme financial situations. And what I mean by extreme is not just I want it. And I know that's so tempting because everybody wants to get a scholarship. I mean, it's a great thing to have that. And for your achievements, you're to be congratulated. But we have to look at, okay, how much money do we have? And how much can we, as a school, how much can we award each semester? It's not necessarily a lot, but I know every little bit helps. But we also want to be fair in how we award scholarships. So just to let you know,
Thank you so much, Eddie, for mentioning that. So, your suggestion is that don't rely on need-based scholarship. Just
Right.
you can just plan about your tuition and fees based on your merit-based scholarship, which is in your admission letter. So, need-based scholarship is very rare, and for those students who are in a very emergency situation, this is our support, but it doesn't mean that it will be guaranteed. So just it is for you to plan ahead that there are some costs that it will be covered by you before coming to the US.
yes, thank you, Zara. Thank you.
And
Okay.
I'm sorry, Keith, back.
So-
All right. And then I also wanted to throw something in as well for students who do come to campus here at SFBU. So transportation. So we have a bus company here in the East Bay called AC Transit. And all of our students who are enrolled at SFBU get free bus transportation on the AC Transit buses that run through the East Bay. We are located in Fremont, California. So we are part of the East Bay. So if you're someone that, let's say that you're looking for you're doing on-campus housing, off-campus housing, or you just want to roam around the Bay Area, you have those AC Transit passes to get you through anywhere from Fremont all the way out to the East Bay. And then, as I mentioned earlier, starting in the fall 2025, the books are now 100% covered through your tuition. So you are not paying a separate cost for your books. Okay. Now, let me ask you this. How's everybody feeling so far? So I want to see in the chat how everybody's feeling about it so far.
I'm
You can use
sending these emojis.
You can use emoji, you can say words, anything. Okay. Got super excited. Okay. Good.
I'm glad you're not nervous after talking about fees because we are covering a lot of your tuitions. And yeah, so the reason we are here is just to support you so you don't get surprised when you come here. I personally had 100% scholarships, but when I came here, I realized there are some other fees, housing, which was already mentioned in my admission letter, in my admission package, but I was so much excited about 100% scholarship that I couldn't see the rest of fees. So I got a little bit surprised, and that's why, and I know a lot of you still have question about the tuition fees and financial aid. So we are here to support you, not to say that we don't want to support you. It is actually opposite. We are here to support you, to give you a clear information before you start your education here. Thanks for participating in the chat. And now it's your time to ask any question that you might have. Please scan the QR code so we see your questions, and then we will answer them one by one.
Okay, so we got a few questions. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna answer live. Okay, so please, how long does it take to get your award letter when you request it? So it's usually, we send them out about once a week. So we'll send them out in bundles. Eventually, they'll be automated. Okay, can I still get a bus pass if I live outside the country? Like, would help me understand if you're a student at SFBU and you're coming to the States, yes, you can get the Easy Pass. See, give me 1 second. Okay. All right, let me answer the next question. Is there a way for me to pay tuition before my visa? Sorry.
You want to shoot the other window to share that one?
Mhm.
Okay.
On the link to share that screen, you can.
We send award letters out once a week, but we're gonna start automating them soon. No, you cannot pay your tuition before you get your visa. You must get your visa, and when you upload your visa, you can pay your tuition deposit. And then you'll pay your balance once your classes are selected.
And I'm seeing questions in the QR code. Through QR code, you just mentioned that you want to have a meeting with me, hopefully on Monday. So please contact me, or just I have added my Zoom link in my signature. You can just go into my signature or in your application portal and schedule a meeting, the first available meetings. I will be glad to meet you. And yeah, there is no more question through QR code. I know a lot of you have asked question in the chat, but since we just want to organize everything, if you can use the QR code or ask your question in the chat again, that will be great. Is there enough places for housing for all students? Our housings are limited. So there will be, when you register for housing, you will go through the lottery process. And if your name is picked, then our housing team will contact you for the rest of registration and the rest of information. And the housing application will start in June. I'm not sure, June 1st or or the first week of June for sure. It is in our website. If you go on their housing webpage, you will see a place for sign up for housing. The other question is, the living cost is much more than even the tuition. Is there any way to cover living expenses too? Unfortunately, no. But my suggestion is that studying in US, just consider studying US as a long-term investment in your future. So I know living expense is a little bit a burden on your shoulder. However, we are helping you to cover most of your tuitions and offering very affordable tuition in comparison with other universities. So the rest of expenses is your investment in your future. So once you get a job, you will get the return on your investment even in less than 1 year. So it depends on your salary, depends on your job. Either you go back to your country or stay in US, for sure you will get return on your investment. And the other question is, how much is the price of the external house? This is a really good question because it has been asked by a lot of you. Sorry, I forgot to share my picture. So yeah, this is a question that has been asked a lot. You can use different tools like Google or other tools to find the average cost of living in California, in Bay Area, especially in Fremont. So you can use some other website like Zillow or some other special website which is for housing to figure out what is the average cost of living and housing in this area. However, our students, I have seen a lot of students who share bedrooms, who share their apartments. So even if it's a bit higher than other places, but still it is up to you how to manage it. You can connect with other students and find roommates or housemates.
Hi, yeah, also to chime in on the question. So for the award letters, we'll be generating them about once a week. So it may take some time to process. If you haven't already received it, please feel free to email financialaid@sfbu.edu. On that award letter, we also recommend and have an estimate of housing on campus and off campus. So both estimates and amounts are available there. So it's about $1,000 per month for students. And so typically in the area, you could see anything from 2,500, or in general, I see some questions about graduate housing. So please feel free to let us know if you have any questions on those details.
Thank you, Dr. Lisa. The other question is this session recorded? Yes, it is recorded and you will receive the recorded sessions after the meeting. Another question is, are Master in Business Analytics and MBA both have CPT? Again, this is not related to our session, but yes, all of our programs have CPT after finishing 2 semesters. But we will have an info session about CPT, OPT, and on-campus job. I know a lot of you have asked about on-campus jobs. First of all, we are not a very, very large university, so the on-campus jobs are limited and based on the need of a staff or faculty member. Again, my suggestion is not to rely on on-campus jobs. Be prepared to pay your fees and your living expenses without dependent on these opportunities. Opportunities are here and we are growing. We are having a lot of new positions, but these are all for those students who are already enrolled in our schools. So, and they have finished at least 1 semester. So, even though I know a lot of you are reaching out to our counselors and asking what are the on-campus jobs, so you should wait till you come here and study for 1 semester, connect with faculty member, connect with staff, and then if there is any open positions, you can go to our website and see our careers. Even right now, you can just go and check what are the possible future opportunities for you. You can go to our career websites to see what will be your opportunities. But again, it is not guaranteed, and make sure to prepare to cover your cost.
Thank you. Yeah, and if I could just chime in on for the visa appointments, it's highly important to bring your financial documents, especially if you're being sponsored by the individual, and the sponsor support letter, because this will help prove to the visa officer the amounts that's written on the I-20, which are auto-generated for everyone except for your the amount you're being supported with. So as a friendly reminder, feel free to connect with your counselor for any questions on that. And the amount that's indicated there is the reason it's a particular amount is because it's to help cover the remainder of your tuition, any cost of living fees. So if you're indicating to us that you're being sponsored with that particular amount, typically it's that amount because we know you'll have to supplement your discount for your scholarship as well as the living expenses if you have any questions.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Is there any meal plans on campus? Unfortunately, no. We don't have any meal plans yet. but we never know what will be future. And does SFBU run PhD program? No, we used to have PhD program, but as of today, we don't have any PhD programs.
Zara, there is a question.
Oh, yeah, your question is about tuition deposit. Once you got your visa, you secured your visa, the next step is to confirm your decision because we need to plan about your academic classes, your courses. So that's why after you got your visa, you need to confirm your decision by paying $150 tuition deposit. But the good news is that this amount will consider as part of your tuition once you enroll. So it is not a separate fee from your tuition. And again, we are very much generous because I have seen some universities are asking $300 just for confirming your decision, and it's not part of your tuition. So again, we appreciate appreciate this support, that it is just a confirmation for us to plan about our academic calendar and course.
Yes, and also requiring deposit only after your visa is approved, so we know that you'll be on your way, and so it's to also secure your spot after we know that you have confirmed and are all set.
What do they pay the students fee on the,
It's email, the link's emailed directly to the student, if they need it, they can ask us to contact them to do so. But they can
Mhm. Yeah, for service fee, you can just look up in Google and find the service fee payment official website. And make sure to have your I-20 ready before you pay your service fee. There is a place to enter the school code. I know a lot of you have question about this school code. It is in your I-20, and some part of your school code is already written in the form. So make sure to put the rest of digits. And there is one more question in the QA, which is, what if I don't have the 40,000 financial support document? As I don't have 40,000, is this a deal breaker? Unfortunately, yes. But at the same time, it can be no. It depends on if you have any family or friend to support you to show the amount, the proof of fund, we can accept it. You can just ask your sponsor to fill out the sponsor form, the guarantor form, and we can issue you I-20. But again, this 40,000, we don't want you to hold all $40,000 during your education. This is just as part of our process to have a proof of fund. And again, this is based on the estimated cost of living in California, and it can be lower or higher. Your total cost might be even lower or higher depending on how you manage your costs.
at the current moment? No.
And so, yeah, about running the very much.
So at the current moment, we are not putting scholarships on the I-20. I will mention it again. The scholarship is a tuition discount. It has no cash value whatsoever. However, we will send out award letters probably about once a week or so, but they will be automated soon to take to your visa appointment. Because the embassies just need to see that you can financially support yourself while you're studying in the States. Right. And I know many of you were talking about campus jobs. It is a limited basis for campus jobs. I do want to reiterate, even though this is about financial, please don't mention it in your visa interview that you're looking at campus jobs, because they think you're not serious about being a full-time student. So please do not mention that. Once you come to campus, you'll see if there's anything available, but just please make sure you're focused on coming to school at SFBU.
There is one more question about when academic session start. Our fall semester will start in August 14. The orientation is August 14 and 15. So you need to be in US and on campus before this date. And there is one more question that it is about the visa officer question. As I said, we are going to have another session specifically for visa question for I-20 on May 12. Darin will send you the registration link in the chat. You will also receive an email to register for that session. Just stay tuned. I know you all have question about I-20 visa process. That's why we want to categorize all the question in different info sessions, so you are clear about everything in a organized manner.
Also, one more thing, if you do have I-20 questions about your progress or your status, please feel free to contact your enrollment counselor. They'll be able to help you, as well as our DSO, Jesse, if you have questions about it. So just leave your questions to the very end, and you can contact your enrollment counselor about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we're also getting the question of if a student is not approved for their visa, they can definitely defer with us. The scholarship is included in that deferral. So then from there, you could always reapply for your visa, and then up to 1 year, you would still have the admission and the scholarship, and the offer is still the same as well. And then in general, a friendly reminder to bring the financial documents and or your sponsor letters along with your award and admission letter to the appointment, because that will be among the most important pieces to prove that you have the financial information that you're indicating there on the I-20 as one of the most important parts of the interview. Not necessarily the scholarship, but the financial support that you're indicating that you do have. So please bring those documents.
And there is one question maybe for Keith. How much is the fees for per semester with 50% scholarship? First of all, we want to know if you are graduate or undergraduate, but can you answer this question, Keith?
Yes, absolutely. So, give me real quick.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So if you're an undergrad, keep in mind that the full it is a flat tuition rate per semester of $49.50. So with your scholarship, it'll be 50% off that $49.50. So that's $24.75 per semester. It's $9,900 a year, so it's $49.50 a year on a 50% tuition covered scholarship. If you're a graduate student, you're on a per credit basis. So let's say it is $450 per credit. If you're taking 9 units, which is the minimum for full-time enrollment, it's $4,050 a semester. And then with your 50% scholarship, it'll be $2,025 per semester after your scholarship. Student fees are $455. Health insurance will it's around $600 or so, but that's in the works right now. And then the option for housing is $4,000 a semester if you do on-campus housing, or $8,000 for the school year.
There was a question in the chat as well. If we have groups for admitted students, we will have an admitted student day online on July 12th, as well as we will have a series of other virtual online events, including on May 12th on your international student journey, a book club as well. So please feel free to keep a lookout. We'll send you links and information. I'll post our visit page here and links to register for the Admitted Student Day. So we definitely want to stay connected with you and also for your future peers at SFBU.
Okay. All right. And then I just want to answer this question one more time. Why is the scholarship not stated on the I-20? The scholarship is a tuition discount. It is not, it has no cash value, and that's the reason why it's not on the scholarship. There is no cash value with our scholarships compared to maybe other schools. It's a discount off of tuition. You'll get an award letter with your scholarship and your cost after the scholarship is mentioned.
It seems all the questions are, most of the questions are answered. And thank you so much, everyone, for participating. And I just want to add that we have a website that we have a web page, which is all the upcoming event will be mentioned there. So you can just scan this QR code. And we already had some admitted student day. We had virtual admitted student day a few weeks ago. We will have another one on July 12th. Hopefully you are here in US in July 12th, but we are also going to have different info session, as I mentioned. We will cover the most frequent question that you have, like your registration, housing, I-20 visa. So we will try to answer all of your questions. If you didn't have chance to get the answer today, don't worry. And of course, your enrollment counselor is the best person to contact if you have any other questions. But my kindly request is that stay patient. Sometimes we are holding a session like today, or sometimes we are in some other events that we may not be responsive as we want, like in 24 hours, or sometimes there is just a national holiday, or we get sick. We are human. Sometimes we get sick and we are one day off. That's why maybe there is a delay, but we make sure that respond to you as soon as possible. Don't get nervous. I know I was an international student, but don't get nervous because we are here to support you. We don't want to get you discouraged or nervous. Just we want you also to understand us. And I would like everyone to say the last words. Keith, do you want to start?
Yes, I just want to say thank you for joining us today. Hopefully we were able to answer all your questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you for your time.
Lisa.
Hi, everyone. We look forward to welcoming you to SFBU. We know it's a process, but we're here to support you along the way. I just added the chat to frequently ask questions link, including on the I-20 and the overall process, but we look forward to supporting you. Thank you for being here today.
And Darren.
Yes, thank you guys so much for joining us today. See that you guys had a lot of questions. And if you guys still have any continued questions after the webinar, feel free to contact us, your assigned enrollment counselors. That way we can help you out as much as we can, and we're happy to assist you. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. And our special guest speaker, Eddie.
Hi, I look forward to seeing everyone this summer or this fall when you arrive. And we are here to support you along this journey. And it starts with admission. So welcome, and just thank you for being on this webinar.
Thank you, everyone. And thank you for all your support. I would like to say thank to our enrollment counselor and our guest speaker, Eddie, and to to give us a time and answer your questions. And hopefully we will see you soon. Good luck for your visa interview if you are international student, and if you are in US and you would like to see us on campus, feel free to schedule an in-person meeting. Don't wait for any occasion. We will be very glad to meet you on campus. Have a very great weekend, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye.